Yeah, and do that exact reaction.
My question was, so we're talking about Indiana Jones 5 on D23 that I'm looking at here. And I thought that Shia LaBeouf was supposed to take over the reins for Indiana Jones. Omar?
Who's that? Who the hell's that?
Honestly,
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh my god.
He went kind of crazy though.
Yeah, he went a little
crazy.
Nuts.
No, dude.
I honestly think I don't even think it was his craziness. I think that last movie was so fucking bad. No, Shia LaBeouf is not Ezra Miller, bro.
Ezra's worse, but Shia LaBeouf is pretty bad.
Yeah,
like he's on that level.
Ezra is literally fucking kidnapping people and grooming them. And
well, not anymore. Now he's hanging out with Mummy.
Oh no, not anymore. Now he's sucking WB's penis to go ahead and be the next Flash because that's what he's got to do. He's got to play nice.
They're not going to give it to him.
Yes, they are, bro. Are you serious?
They're going to give it to him?
Yes.
I thought they were going to use the Flash to kind of catapult it into like a reboot. The whole thing.
That was the point of rebooting all the BS from like these previous movies, and now.
But to continue with this Flash?
Yes.
I think he's a horrible Flash.
It's gonna be bad.
What are you
The funniest part is I'm like, is Omar talking or is he just like I can't tell if he's talking or if he's like completely just like
he froze again.
Internet.
I'm emoting everything you're doing, bro.
I never
You're
freeze.
perfect. You're perfect.
I
never freeze.
No, but I'm serious. It was supposed to be them rebooting all of the stuff that happened, and now look what's happening. Now they're bringing back Ben Affleck and like. He apparently has like clips in the new Aquaman. That's what I heard. So they're bringing him back.
Didn't somebody release something? They said that he signed a new contract with them. Like he's going to be.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean,
Cavill. He's going to be.
No, I don't think Cavill. Cavill is nothing.
Actually,
I heard Cavill.
That's fake news?
So going into D23, like not that we'd have to talk about this too much because I know not everybody's up to speed with everything, but. We could still give you news, like as far as what me and Omar have heard from the whispering, and then you can react to it. But I heard that Henry Cavill. So there was a list of people that me and Omar read that were all like signed on to Marvel projects, and Henry Cavill is one of them.
Marvel.
Yes. Giancarlo Esposito.
Giancarlo Esposito is from Star Wars.
There's
from Mandalorian.
He's from. He was in Star Wars. He plays the bad guy in Mandalorian, and he's also in Breaking Bad. Yeah. Yes. Gus Fring, the Chicken Man. Who else was it that we had, Omar? There was like a big list of people. I heard Denzel Washington apparently is rumored to have signed a contract with Marvel, and there's like 2 other people, but. So I'm thinking that might be why this whole Discovery thing, like, you know how they were like, he's going to show up at Comic-Con, Henry Cavill, and he's going to be Superman, and he's going to have this face-to-face with The Rock, and, the hierarchy of DC is going to change and all this, whatever The Rock wants to say. He didn't even show up. So I think he's going to be in... They're saying his rumored role is Victor Von Strange, or if that's even his name, Doctor Doom. His actual character, that's who Henry Cavill is going to be in the next Fantastic Four movie. That's what I heard. Did you hear that, Omar, or am I just completely crazy?
About that.
I haven't heard that specifically. I mean,
it's not confirmed. It's not fully confirmed. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. When it comes to Henry and Marvel and all those names you mentioned, I do remember that before D23 because that was when the bombs were supposed to go off and nothing went off.
Dang, super dead.
Well, that's what you were saying. So getting into that, Omar, you were saying with D23, it was a letdown for a lot of people because there was all these rumors and speculation of casting that was going to be told about with Fantastic Four. None of that happened.
Right.
No Fantastic Four casting was released. There was other projects they were saying that were going to be released. I mean, there was a couple of trailers that came out, like Werewolf by Night. They didn't. I think they showed some content of the Marvels, which we didn't see. Again,
right.
a lot of the content that you see is not fully released out there. I know like Loki season 2 was
behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors, and this guy from Everything Everywhere All at Once was announced as a TVA employee.
Freaking
from Indiana Jones.
Short round.
That's not his name.
That's what we're gonna call him. We're gonna call him Short Round.
We always call him Short Round.
Short round.
Yeah, the Goonies. What's his name?
Data.
Next question, man.
Either way,
that's
we
what
can
I
all
said.
agree.
Booty trap.
Like in terms of Marvel, actually, they did release a Secret Invasion trailer, which looked pretty good.
That could be good for.
That's gonna lead into like Secret Wars later on. So I would recommend like still watching the trailers and catching up. There obviously wasn't as much other than just reading a tweet of people telling you how amazing this content was and what you are missing, because like a lot of what they do in D23 is behind closed doors. So unfortunately, it's not fully put out for the general public. Sometimes that happens with Comic-Con too, though. Honestly, like some of the trailers don't fully come out. Like we still haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah,
or
they showed the
Ant-Man
trailer. They showed the trailer for them, but it was behind closed doors.
Exactly.
I mean, and I don't mind if listen, if you're there, if you stayed up 40 to 48 hours prior to the event outside the door to get inside, because you have to camp out.
It is pretty crazy.
It is your right to watch whatever damn trailer they gave you. I get that. My beef with the whole event this year was just that. It's just that there was a lot. It feels like we just saw they saw trailers of things that we know was coming. Because we know that's coming. Even the Thunderbolts and Cats announcement, that was kind of a cool confirmation, but we knew Thunderbolts was coming because it was announced at Comic-Con. Like, all that's coming. You know, there was just nothing huge for
that's
like
a good
the next
point
3 years.
To bring up, though, is like, so, because we have people in this room right now that are recording with us, like Harold, who completely watches no trailers, doesn't really keep up with news.
Yeah.
He has no idea what you're talking about right now.
Probably not.
So I wonder if we're so desensitized by social media in terms of like everything breaking, and like if you're fully keeping up with it, then obviously you're going to know everything that's happening before it happens, versus someone like Harold, like when you hear it announced, you're like, oh shit, that's really fucking awesome, because you hadn't heard anything about it. So like, is this a problem? Like, is it becoming a problem, do you think, Omar, or is this like just...
Well, I think, hold on. If it is a problem, then I think Disney... like I said, dude, they created their own problem, because for the past years they have trained the fans to travel to this event, like us, huge social media fans, the biggest marks for all these movies, people that know every rumor, and they still manage to surprise everybody at that stage. How do you manage that? Because they have been doing it for years. So now this year, you brought the same event, the same type of, of marketing. We go to that stage, and literally you saw trailers that we knew that they were going to be there anyway. So there was nothing big that, you know what I'm saying? And I think what people were waiting for, I know exactly what people were waiting for this time. They were waiting for the X-Men. They were waiting for
you know what they were waiting? You know what they were waiting for?
What?
Morbius 2 announcement.
Morbius 2 announcement.
It's multiverse.
There we go.
That's what they were waiting
for. They were waiting for a lot of those type of announcements. I get it. Hell, dude, let's not even go that far. Star Wars. They were waiting to announce what's happening with the movies of Star Wars. They wanted not to show trailers, but at least explain, hey, this is what's happening with the movies. What's right now? We're working with
Feige.
What's his name? The guy from Thor. No, not Feige. Well, Feige's involved.
Taika
Waititi. Yeah, we're working with him right now. Show some art, some art or some poster. Show something that, hey, we are working on it.
Well, they showed
Star Wars is coming back to the theater, guys. We promise, type of thing.
They did show like TV show content for Star Wars, but they didn't show any movies. But I understand their, I guess in a sense of Star Wars, I understand their sense of like being overly cautious, because they've been really,
they're on that freaking edge, bro, where they are literally tickling that line of, we will trash this, we will destroy this thing that we paid billions of dollars for.
Agreed.
And they could literally destroy it.
They almost teetered it.
They're almost there.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They're almost there.
They teetered it.
In terms of, I mean, they have a few saving graces, but I mean,
No, but I agree. I think they're very cautious in terms of Star Wars. With Marvel, I think they're a little bit more out there. But I will say, I think some of the content they're pushing out right now, and we're gonna get into this later because we're not talking about certain shows. We're waiting until like we fully get the grasp of a whole season before I judge something. But I will say there's certain content that I'm just feeling like, I don't know if I'm getting Marvel fatigue or if it's Disney fatigue because there's just so much stuff coming out. Or maybe it's just the shows are just supposed to be that way. Like they're lightweight. They're not supposed to be something that has these serious high stakes compared to the end game and what I was like expecting. So I think there's like a combination of those things where I'm like, maybe, but then it's like, do I have to like dumb myself down in certain cases?
Maybe these are like fluffer shows, you know what I mean? Like it's just like the lull between the major stuff, you know, just to kind of keep you going and interested. Maybe that's what it is.
I think that might be the case. And I felt like that, like, you know, when we used to watch like all the old Marvel stuff that was leading up to Endgame, like that was like the Ant-Man movies. Like people were like, these are fluffer movies. They're fun. You know, you have a good time. But even those, like, I felt like they were actually fun. That's what I'm trying to say is like, it was lightweight, but it was still fun to me. Like, and some of these,
because there was a roadmap.
Yeah, but some of these shows, somewhere. They need to lead somewhere. Like that's what I'm trying to say is right now, this whole phase of 4 is like leading nowhere.
Yeah, it's nothing.
And so now like phase 5, like I'm excited for it, but I really hope that they have some stakes, you know, in line. Otherwise, you know, Marvel may be, you know, leading the charge of, you know, falling to Morbius for me. You know, I don't know.
Wow, I want to go that far, but you know,
clickbait.
You know what? No, but you know what it is. You know what it is. Even in 5, when they try to basically super glue everything together towards the Avengers movies, which because I know they're gonna do that. There's gonna be a lot of stuff later on, which we're gonna do a future podcast, and we're gonna be like, wow, so X was pointless. Y was pointless. Z was pointless. And it's going to happen. Because there's no freaking way they're going to glue all this together. There's no way we're going to get all this together. Even to the point, I'll give you one. Even to the point so far, I'll mention it because it's a reference here. In She-Hulk, Alex, they kind of reference a statue laying in the ocean as a joke, which was in your favorite movie, The Eternals. Again, nobody has talked about it. The whole world, no one cares. Well, but I guess in She-Hulk, there's a statue out there.
Even in Miss Marvel, I told you the joke about that they referenced the actor who's like a big actor
in the Eternals.
Exactly. So they're laying seeds about it, obviously. So like, I'll tell you this: as much as Jay hates on Eternals, you know, at least Marvel's trying to keep continuation there.
Jay loves Morbius, that's why.
I don't hear any Morbius conversation happening. So. You know, there's obviously something going on there. But in any event,
see, here's the difference. I legitimately don't like Morbius. You legitimately love Eternals.
No, I don't love Eternals.
Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so there's a big difference. Y'all can joke about me loving Morbius. I hate Morbius.
I need everyone to go back.
Love Eternals, which
I need everyone to go back to previous episodes.
Jay.
And find a clip. I need a clip back. Yeah, I need a receipt, bro. I need a receipt of me saying I loved Eternals to the point of like, because I've never said that. But either way,
I wanted to.
In any event, let's get into the podcast real quick. Let me do some housekeeping, and then we'll jump right back into it.
Housekeeping. You love Eternals.
Housekeeping. I said it correctly this time, all right? Let's get that correct.
House clap them cheeks.
Either way. As you guys know, this is episode 2. Michael is still not well. He may have COVID round 4. We don't know. He may have just some sinus infection.
He fell in his toilet.
Maybe he fell in the toilet because he sat incorrectly.
And tried sitting on the porcelain. I don't know.
And he got something, up his butt that caused a sickness. I don't know. We don't know.
You'll like that though.
But either way, we are here. We are keeping it going. As you can see up here, it says, "Give Mike a mic," but I am not Mike. I may sound like him at times, but I am actually his brother, so that's why I'm his brother from his only mother, Alex. And we have our amazing cast here of 3 other guests that are usually on our podcast. You guys may know them. If this is your first time listening, then shame on you. But either way, you know all these people if you have been listening. So we're going to start and do our welcomes on the top left because we started a new one. We're going to start with Harold. We have the infamous Harold. Say hello.
How's
Harold.
everybody doing? How's everybody?
How's everyone doing? And then on the right, we have a Plátano who's gotten darker since the last episode we recorded. His name is Jay. Jay, can you say hello to the crowd?
What's up, guys?
All right. His mic is working correctly. His internet is
it's on the edge. It's tickling.
It's passing. Yeah. It's giving him a warning, but we're still here. And the last, but certainly not least, one of the original hosts of the GiveMikeAMic revamps, we have Omar, aka Ghostface Killer, aka whatever you want to call him. Say hello, Omar.
Friends through eternity, loyalty and honesty will stay together through thick or thin.
Freaking Caribbean cinemas over here.
Caribbean cinema.
I love it. So yes, we are all here, and we are going to talk. This is going to be a lightweight episode because we don't want to talk about too much before Michael's back. So we're just going to go into a couple of different topics. Obviously, we started with D23. We didn't dive too deep. But in any event, before I dive into the next topic we're going to go into, as always, continue to like, subscribe, and listen to us on whatever platform you're listening to, whether that be Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever the heck you're listening to us. And as always, give us a 5-star rating because me, like Michael, we are all 5-star mans. Oh, hell yeah. One day. So we are going to go into the other topics that we had listed. Some of these are going to be shorter than others, but we will talk a little bit about some areas that will lead into other things. So we had the idea of discussing recommended TV shows or movies that we are watching currently that we would recommend that you guys go out and check out. So recently we actually had the Emmys, which was on Monday. So that was about 2 days ago from when we're recording now. And there was a lot of really amazing winners. I think I sent Omar and Michael the list and I dropped it in the chat, but the highest Emmy wins by a network was HBO with 34 Emmys. Netflix won 26, Hulu won 10, Apple TV Plus with 9, Disney Plus with 9, and Amazon with 7. So there was obviously a lot of winners in terms of streaming networks and quality and content. We here obviously have discussed probably some of the shows that won or were nominated in certain categories. Some of them obviously maybe didn't go away with awards, but it doesn't mean that they're still not a great TV show or movie to go check out and recommend. But in any event, we wanted to have everyone go around and maybe talk about, shows or movies that you guys are watching, things that are relevant right now. And obviously we're going to talk about other things later, whether that be Cobra Kai that just came out this weekend. So we're giving people some time to obviously digest that before we dive into it.
No mercy.
We're going to talk about She-Hulk later when we start getting towards the end of that season. And then obviously Game of Thrones is just starting. Maybe the Lord of the Rings. I'm not really a Lord of the Rings person. Myself personally, I think it's trash. But we may talk about that. The hardest part will be getting me to actually watch it to talk about it. But in any event, we're going to start and we'll go around the room. So I think I started with Harold last on the last podcast. So we will start with Jay. We'll rotate to the right. And Jay, maybe give us a recommendation on a TV show first or a movie, however you want to start it. Something that you're watching right now that you think people may have an interest in. If you cannot stay away from Cobra Kai or whatever the case may be, then that's fine. Just no spoilers. That's all we're going to ask of this podcast.
Well, obviously, I think all of us will recommend Cobra
I think all of us have watched it exactly, or at least gotten.
We won't go into that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No,
Harold.
I was hoping that maybe what we can do is like, hey, what we're watching, and then maybe recommend what, from the shows that we're watching, why you should watch it. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Give us maybe a deep, maybe not too spoiler, but at least like why you're drawn to the show or movie. Exactly.
That's a hot man.
Even if it's something that came out a few months ago, but maybe you just caught up on it, because sometimes that happens. Like, there's things that come out like so rapidly in our world that like maybe you don't watch it until 3 or 4 months later. So just give us what you've watched recently and why, why you enjoyed it.
Do you know what Apple TV, like which shows won an Emmy in Apple TV?
I do have the list of a couple of shows. 9. Yes. So I know the thing is that the awards are spread out across multiple categories, right? So obviously you have like categories like best directing or best writing or lead actor, things like that. So I will say the shows that I know that have won on Apple TV for different categories, one being Ted Lasso. Another one was also, I think Severance did not win any. Correct. I think they went away empty-handed, which was pretty surprising because I know it was one that was recommended to me by a lot of people. But I think, if I'm correct, Ted Lasso was probably the one that won most of the awards in terms of Apple TV. Yeah. But if there's something that you recommend, it doesn't have to be necessarily from the Emmys. Again, sometimes there's shows that are on there that, again, Severance has been something that
give me all your trash
that I've been recommended.
I think I've mentioned this show before to you guys, and you guys made fun of me because it had freaking Mamau in it. But I don't care what y'all say.
Oh, wait, hold up. Start over again.
Dominican.
The internet is bad.
Your warning, internet cut you out again, bro. You gotta start over.
Are you kidding me?
No, there you go. Okay, I hear you.
Was that like this?
It sounded like the wrestling video, bro.
So I think I've mentioned this show to you guys before in the past, but I think you guys were just like whatever because I'm a Mamau fan and you guys aren't. But I love this show. Y'all, I don't know why you guys don't give it the time of day. You guys haven't even seen it, so you guys can't crack on it. Okay, just because of Mamau, that's not cool. But the show on Apple TV, C, is freaking, I think is phenomenal. And
See what?
That's what it's called, C.
See who?
SEE. My mom. Freaking
my mom.
But it's called C. It's a really
I haven't heard of the show.
It's freaking cool, man. It's a show about it's a post-apocalyptic type show about a virus that took over the world, wiped out a crazy amount of the population, and then the people that survived ended up being blind, and basically the whole world is blind and they can't see anything. So they learn to adapt.
Batista's in the show?
Batista's in the show too. Yes.
What the heck?
Uh-oh.
Dude.
Omar's interest
amazing. Now this guy's intrigued. Now because freaking Batista's
oh my god, my lover, Batista.
You're the worst marketing, bro. Like what the heck, bro? You should say Omar. I'm a show Batista. Forget it's in my mouth.
Dude, I would have explained it to you, and I remember I said, "Hey man, y'all need to see the show C." You're like, "Oh, who's in it?" I'm like, "Oh, Jason Momoa," and you're like, "Oh no,
Jason Momoa." No. You guys still say his
freaking out.
Now it's stuck. His last name is Momoa, and it's
Momoa.
Jason Momoa. It's Momoa. Yeah, that's always his name. Man.
What other show are you watching?
It sounds like Bird Box, but it's funny opposite
because
of like
the critics hate the show, but the audience love it.
Dude, I love the show. Omar, Trust me, I think you.
But
would
that's
love
how
the
it
show.
is everybody has like. I think we were talking about that with praise. Like you have to make your own decision. Like sometimes
it obviously means it's
critics are gonna say it's amazing, and then you watch it and you're like, what kind of stupid ass thing was this? And then the audience likes it. It's just
totally off the wall, like different. It's a different show, but the way they filmed it, the acting in it is really good. The acting in it is phenomenal because everybody has to act blind, and you believe it. Like you believe everybody is freaking blind in the show. It's insane.
I mean, Apple TV has amazing content. I mean, Harold's been telling us about Severance, and I've had not just him, but like multiple people tell me about the show. So I need to watch that next. But
I want to watch that one too. I was
finishing Ted Lasso, and I finally caught up on that. And I will say, like, the awards that show is winning are well worth it because that show is great. Like, even if you don't like soccer, like it's just a great, well written show as far as like just people and like the people that you love, and then when you hate them, you really hate them. Like it's crazy how they write the show. Like I'm not even kidding you. So C
is a recommendation from Jay.
Was Jay's recommendation.
Any other shows that you watch, or just that one?
So we'll have to check that out.
No. I watch a lot of shows, but I mean, all the stuff that I've been watching recently is stuff, like the stuff we were talking about.
Just go ahead and name it. Just go ahead and go down.
I'm watching
like Stranger Things.
I'm watching Stranger Things. I'm watching all the shows that you guys are watching pretty much.
The audience seems to know.
Gotcha.
But it's that one, I wanted to mention that one because I know you guys weren't watching it, and I really think you guys should at least give it a shot. I'm telling you, it's cool, and not to mention gearing towards Omar now. The fight scenes are epic. They're really good.
But if they're blind, how you fight?
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch the show, Omar. You gotta watch the show.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Bro, how many people are blind and deaf and fighting in shows?
They've adapted. I mean, when you pick up in the show, it's been like
years. Yeah.
Millennia that these people have been living blind. So they've been raised blind.
They learn to adjust to their life.
They do
exactly.
Yeah. They don't rely on vision anymore. They don't even care.
From what I understand, this is the last season, I believe. This is the last season.
I believe so. Yeah.
So you got the whole. I believe so. I think it's 4 seasons.
Did the last season already start? Because I haven't seen it.
I think it's 4 seasons. So you have a lot to watch, Omar, and I do too as well.
So a lot of like streaming. The one thing I will say is a lot of streaming shows that we're probably going to talk about are very limited series. Some of them maybe 1 season and that's it. Some of them were so popular that they maybe picked up another second or third. So, but in any event, I mean, 4 seasons is still pretty good for a show that like didn't really have like a huge buzz around it, and it's on Apple TV. So a lot of people don't really watch shows on there, but I do think there's a lot of good gems on there, so I'll have to check that out for sure. Omar, your suggestion for a TV show. We'll go on TV show now because that's where we're staying, and then we'll move on to movie maybe.
Honestly, I don't have TV shows. I like I said, I've been watching more movies lately. I mean, besides Cobra Kai, which we already talked about.
Did you finish Cobra Kai already?
Really get into it.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I knew you would.
One day.
One day, bro.
One day,
ha!
Bro. Like, go ahead, be there.
Go ahead and be there.
I will say, and this is going to be controversial, and Omar's probably going to be pissed.
Probably.
It did not take me 1 day to finish this season.
I mean, we have lives.
But
I thought you were going to say something else.
Will say, like this season, it started a little bit slow for me, and then when it picked up, it picked the fuck up. Like it was very well done.
Yeah, I agree. It was a little different. Sorry,
don't get into it.
No, we're not going into it.
Let's
be as far as it goes. Yeah.
You have to have, but you have to have like one suggestion, Omar. Any show, something that you're watching. That I mean, even if it's Cobra Kai, then that's your suggestion. Because if that's all you watch, or you haven't seen anything else that you can
every day,
guys, go watch Cobra Kai.
Everybody needs to get in the Cobra Kai, and if you're not in the Cobra Kai, then
I think it's a valid one to bring up though, because there's still some people that I talk to that have not seen the show, or they think I'm crazy when I talk about it, and I'm like, this show is
don't get me wrong.
So
There's
fucking good though.
A lot of people that honestly, I'm still thinking of like not being friends no more. Because they're like, I don't want to watch Cobra Kai. Like they have never seen Cobra Kai, and they don't want to watch.
Well, okay, but I'm gonna put that back
like,
on Omar because Jay talks about C, and you're like, "What are you talking about?" Da, 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 da. You say "mamau," and all of a sudden you're off. You're gone.
No, but in his defense though, Cobra Kai is way different because this is like Karate Kid. Like they have a valid 3 movies.
No Karate Kid. Yeah,
and I say 3 movies because we don't talk about the fucking.
No, we don't.
Oh! You better talk about it. You better talk about
Jaden Smith. Maybe 4. I'll allow 4, but not Jaden Smith.
Movies.
Yeah, 4 movies.
Four movies.
I'll say 4 exactly.
4 movies. Forget the other one. Jada Smith.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah, I think honestly, I'll leave it at 4, but not 5. 5.
Yeah. I don't talk about that Kung Fu Kid movie.
Yeah. Even though I thought it was super awkward when I was watching Cobra Kai, this is the only thing I'm gonna say. And you see Will Smith's name pop up for executive
You always
producer.
see it as is the beginning. He's the producer.
Like, awkward. Yeah.
Yeah, well. Hey, man. Awkward. He put some money into the show.
A lot of the slaps that you see on there, he was the one who choreographed that, just so you know.
He wanted to slap somebody.
He choreographed the slaps, just so you know.
Get your name on my mother.
So when you come at him, right, to LaRusso, you're going to come like yeah, you're going to come like this.
He was actually training all the chops, exactly.
I'm trying to think. You know what? I can talk about
go,
this.
Omar, go.
Why
do
not? It's I saw it before. Yeah, I saw it before Cobra Kai, I guess all of you also saw Better Call Saul, right?
I have not seen that.
So I will say
Better Call Saul.
Hold on.
I have not seen
it. I will say I started watching it, but I will say the first season was slow, very slow for me. Like it was so slow that I like checked out. But I think it was also the time when I was watching it, like I was maybe like, I think it was when Luna was first being born and like there was a lot of stuff going on. So like I just mentally was not into it.
Okay.
But now like over the past week before Cobra Kai, I started watching it and I was like,
it's won a lot of awards.
Really good. So like I'm planning on watching it. Yeah. Well, they didn't win anything. They didn't win anything at the Emmys, which was surprising. Yeah,
I'm surprised. Yeah, but then again, the competition is so crazy out there right now.
It really is
with the TV shows, bro. I mean, it's getting really, really crazy.
But from what I heard, it's also like when you register your shows. So a lot of people don't know this. Like with Emmys or Grammys, or even Oscars, it's like there's a cutoff date. So I think like with this season, there was like half of it was what they registered to be put into the Emmys.
The 7 episodes, correct.
And then the other half is now being registered for next year, which
absolutely
is kind of crazy to me because I feel like sometimes like out of sight, out of mind, like when it's so far, you know, unless nothing
people
comes
forget
out,
about it,
then it's going to be hard for them. But it's kind of crazy how
but
those
it happens.
Work.
It happens a lot.
It does.
But Better Call Saul, guys, if you like Breaking Bad, like I'm telling you, Better Call Saul, I think it hits the same notes and it even gets higher than Breaking Bad a couple of times. You have to watch it.
That's not I mean, the series is over or is it still going?
It's over.
It just ended. It just ended. Maybe
Dang,
a couple
bro.
weeks ago.
How many seasons?
Oh, we got a lot to catch up.
Yeah.
It seems like it's been out longer.
It went longer than
Breaking Bad.
It went longer, one season longer. Yeah. And the way they ended the show, it was just like the perfect like
really okay cool
on the present. Like,
that's really usually it's hard to do, to be honest.
You know, it's just the perfect standoff. No. The way they just like just tied everything up together finally. You know, like of the show, because you know Better Call Saul. Is
that what it is? Yeah, it is.
You guys know that, right? Obviously. Okay.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that. It's a prequel.
Shut up!
I swear I didn't know that.
It takes place before.
I've never seen it.
I haven't seen it. I know of the character.
I thought
you should watch it because by like a few episodes in, I will admit they bring back some characters that like were in Breaking Bad.
They start exactly from Breaking Bad because it takes place
that's
before
cool.
Breaking
No, I have
Bad.
to watch it.
So if you love Breaking Bad, you'll like that.
No, I swear to you, I thought when the show came out that it was picking up like after the whole Breaking Bad series, and it was a continuation or something of Better Call. That's what I thought
from his character's perspective or something.
Yes. But
no, guys,
okay, I gotta check it out. No, I'm gonna start watching.
I'm telling you, if you like Breaking Bad at all, that was for me.
Is it on Netflix?
I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. All of them.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
I'm telling you,
I'm gonna finish watching it.
You're gonna be holding like a drum.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like one after the other.
Yeah, I'll binge watch it.
You're gonna be.
Sure.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Breaking Bad is literally like one of my top 5 shows, though.
Dude,
like,
Mike saw it, I think, like twice. Like, once.
I've seen the whole season. Yeah, I've seen the whole season.
Saw
twice
it again.
Too.
Yeah,
it's Breaking Bad is one of the few series where it's like you're hooked from start to end, and the end ends so good.
It connects so well to the beginning. Like you're like, holy shit! Like, how did it? Like, you see the character progression.
Yeah,
from like ending to beginning. You're like, whoa! Like,
if there's one thing I can't stand is a show that is amazing all the way through, and then the end.
You mean Game of Thrones?
Not just there's plenty of other shows. I mean,
there's
Game of Thrones is just one
of
them. There's
I know. I just had that in my mind.
That's just the most recent fuck up.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Stranger Things doesn't fuck it up.
Shut up.
No diga eso, bro.
Shut up.
No diga eso.
We'll come back to this later.
Salte, Satanás, salte.
Okay, there you go. That's my pick.
The next suggestion, so Better Call Saul is Omar's. I did start rewatching it because, like I said, I started watching it and I was bored for some reason, but I think I was just tired. And then now,
let's go with tired, man. I believe tired.
Yeah, but now like I started getting into it, and I've already made it further than I did the first time. So it's definitely a good show from what I've seen so far.
That'll be my next show.
Harold. Let's go with your suggestion.
I am watching.
Do it, Harold. Throw it on my face, Harold.
I'm ready for it. So I am watching. I'm watching the Game of Thrones, House of Dragons. I'm watching Lord of the Rings, and I also watched Severance, almost all at the same time. I haven't watched Cobra Kai yet, so I'm waiting. Really. I'm waiting to watch that. My boss. I haven't seen any of it.
You haven't seen any of it?
I'm waiting. But every day at work, my boss goes, "Have you seen Cobra Kai yet? Have you seen Cobra Kai yet?" Like, my boss is so about it because he knows about the Karate Kid stuff.
I have doctors that I work with. I'm talking about 50-year-old surgeons that are like, "You watch Cobra Kai, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro." Like, dude, how have you not?
Cobra Kai. That's what I heard. No, that's what I heard from you.
Start over, Jay. Start over, Jay.
Jay.
Your health warning is creeping back in again. Sorry.
You're dying, Jay. You're dying. You're Dr. Jay.
Yeah.
Am I there? Am I there?
There you go. Yeah, we're here now.
But let me see.
All right, go ahead.
We're not drunk, I promise. We're not drunk.
I had to make something fun out of this shit, man. Michael's like fucking way more energetic than me.
But I've been watching all of those shows, and I'm liking Game of Thrones. We watch that religiously. I like The Lord of the Rings, but then again, I think it is something that you have to be into. You know what I mean? I think, the lore and stuff like that. And so if you're not into that, it ties in with the other movies as well. So, So it's really, really, really good.
Can I ask you a question, Harold? Okay, and I'm hoping this doesn't go like off, like off the rails, a tangent, into a tangent. But I'm sure all of you guys have heard like the stuff that's all the hate that's going.
I have not heard of anything
that's going behind.
I have not.
Lord of the Rings, the Ring of Power. You haven't heard
negative about
anything,
it. No.
Like all the fans talking about how it's like all racist.
Why? No, I haven't heard that. I haven't read it
because there's like one black elf.
You know that elf,
and like everybody's white.
Are you talking about the main elf?
The elf that was in. I mean, he's an actor that was in Ray Donovan. You guys ever watch that show, Ray Donovan?
Yes, that actor. He's. You know where he's from? Because I looked him up. I'm like, man, where's this guy? He has in the show he has like an English accent, and he does it very well. At least I believe so. And I looked him up. My man is from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, bro.
He is
He's
a Puerto
Spanish.
Rican.
He's freaking Puerto Rican.
He speaks Spanish. He's from Puerto Rico. He represents hard Puerto Rico. And I was like, yes, that's awesome to me. But yeah, man, he's the main character, or the main elf, let's say, in the show. And he does a great job. He does an amazing job.
Think he's
and
awesome.
I don't know what they're talking about, and I don't really care. And I don't understand.
Hold on. I have to cut you off because I'm looking up the guy you're talking about, right? It's Ismael Cruz.
Correct.
Cordova. So this guy, do you want to know where I know him from?
Tell me where you know him from.
You're going to laugh, Matt. You're going to laugh. No, he's not my boy. But literally, the only reason I know this guy, because I looked up his IMDb and then I went through like his whole credits and everything while we're on here.
Yeah.
So ever since Luna has been born, I've watched every fucking episode pretty much of Sesame Street, like since it first started. This guy is literally in like seasons of Sesame Street, and like I looked at his face and I was like, wait, I know this guy. And then I just looked him up, and of course it's the guy that I was thinking of. But yeah, he is. He's Puerto Rican. Yeah, he's freaking Hispanic. He's not
he
even
does an
black.
amazing job. The guy, no, he's not black. I don't know what they're talking about, but he does an amazing job. His acting is perfect. Like he does a great like English accent, because that's what he's doing. So I'm enjoying the show. I think it's awesome. I love because they introduce like characters that you've only heard of, or like it's the younger version of a character from the movies, and so it's pretty dope for me. I like it.
I like it. And visually,
and then the other
right?
visually it's
it looks
very
amazing.
Very good. Yeah, it's amazing. They didn't
better
skimp out.
It cost us $1 billion.
Well,
damn, bro, really?
Yeah, $800 million, bro.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, well.
Amazon,
you off
air. Amazon, you off air. Exactly.
Crazy, bro.
But well, I mean, it's a great show. I like it so far. It's a little bit slow. It's starting off a bit slow,
super slow.
Nonetheless, interesting for me. So whatever.
Okay. So would that be your recommendation then? Rings of Power?
No, that is not my recommendation.
What?
My recommendation is Severance.
Okay.
If you have not seen Severance, watch Severance. I was like searching for something to watch, and I had heard about Severance, and from I think either a friend or maybe on I think it was on another podcast, they were interviewing Ben Stiller, who is, I believe, the producer of the show. And they were talking about it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I've heard about this show, whatever. And I was looking for a show to watch just to like pass the time. So I saw it on there. I turned it on. Bro, what a different show. So
I can't wait to watch it, man.
It's actually directed by Ben Stiller.
Is it on? Is this the first season? The first season?
Yeah, it's only
first
one season.
They already got picked up for a second season.
There is a second one coming.
Yep.
And he directs, I believe he's directed all the episodes up to this point, I believe. I think he directed the whole season.
There's one other director, Aofi McCardle, who's listed there. I don't know exactly like how many episodes they directed. So it may have been a joint effort, but I'm sure like most of it was probably by Ben Stiller for sure.
But as I was saying, like I just turned it on to watch it and instantly hooked. Right. It's just the story is so different. It's nothing that I've ever seen. To the point where my girlfriend was like, I don't want to watch that. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna watch it. I don't care. So she was just kind of like doing something else as I was watching the show, and then whatever. The next day I was going to work. I watched it at work, the second season, and I came back and I was like,
second episode.
This show is amazing. And she's like, really? And then I kept on watching it. She got hooked too. She watched it all the way to the end. She missed like the first 3 or 4 episodes. So we're actually rewatching it, and I'm like, I love the show, so I'll watch it again.
I know.
How do you watching it over again?
How do you jump on a story halfway?
That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Like what the?
How does she pick up a show halfway and then just keep going?
And they go back.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've done that, Harold. I've actually done that, like with a show my wife has started watching or something, and I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
What? Chavo del Ocho.
I've done that too. I've done that too.
And then, but I won't keep going. I'll freaking go right back. I'll go back.
Yeah, so she did the same thing. So she
watched
watched it from the middle, and now she's watching the ones that she hasn't watched, and she's like, she loves the show as well. Somebody at her job was like, I just watched an amazing show, and she was like, what show is that? She goes, Severance. And I'm like, she's like, I'm watching it now, and he's like, you have to watch the beginning. So now she's all hooked up.
So are you recommending that I watch that first before I pick up Better Call Saul? What do you think?
Well, here's the thing.
Severance is shorter.
So we'll do that Severance first.
Severance is shorter.
Better Call Saul.
Severance is shorter. And the one thing I can appreciate about Apple is, man, I think when they make a show, they spend the money because it looks it, right? So the show is beautiful to look at. It's very crystal clear. It's like 4K. You know, it just looks really, really nice. And the way Ben Stiller shot it, if he's the one who shot all of them, is very, very, very amazing. I love the show. I love the way it looks. I love the way the show just is put together. So big, like just a big, what do you call it? For me, that show, watch that show.
High
recommendation.
Yes.
Yeah, highly recommended for me.
I like how we've got two Apple TV shows on this thing right now, just so everybody knows.
See, so my recommendation would definitely be an Apple TV show, but I'm not going to do that because the one that I'm going to recommend is like, it's winning all the awards, and I still think people should watch it. I think Ted Lasso is fucking amazing. I've watched both seasons, and I think it's a great show, regardless if you like soccer or not. But my recommendation is going to be something that I've been recommending on this podcast for a very fucking long time, and nobody took me seriously. So you're going to talk about C from J. People can go back from episode to episode to episode from what I said, and now the Emmys is fully like literally letting everybody know that what I've said is true. So my recommendation,
I know what you're talking about,
is The White Lotus on HBO.
I've heard, yes.
I've never heard of this.
This is literally a show that I want everybody on this podcast to watch. I've been saying it for months. Like literally, I watched it during quarantine, like when fucking COVID was going rampant and wild, whatever you want to call it. Like Hulkamania, brother. Like eat your vitamins, take your fucking vegetables, whatever the fuck you want to say. White Lotus. What you gonna do, brother? White Lotus is literally, I promise you, you're gonna love this show. I want you to watch it.
I've heard good things about it, and I've already put it on my list to watch because of that, the nominations as well. Because
it's a dark,
it's on HBO
comedy. It's on HBO, yes. So essentially, I won't give you too much away, but I'll say what I've already said on the podcast before, and that the premise of the show is that these different people all travel to one island, and there's like couples, like families. There's people that are newly married. There's like single people that are maybe just recently had like their partner deceased. Everyone's all in a different walk of life, right? They all travel to one island, and essentially someone gets murdered on this vacation. Like everyone's vacationing on an island. Someone gets murdered, and the whole show you're trying to figure out who is actually the person that murders the person that dies at the end of it. But so you start like seeing, it's almost like Knives Out, but
Knives Out or Murder
or
on
Clue,
the
kind
Orient
of like
Express.
You're trying to figure out exactly like who done it,
murder
and
mystery. Okay.
It's a murder mystery exactly. But like literally everyone's unraveling, so you think it's this person, but maybe it's that person, and like I promise you, every episode is like you start watching it and you fucking get sucked in. Like you literally will start at one and you'll end at the end and you're like, wow, like it just ends so fast. Cause there's really not a ton of episodes of it. Like I think it was maybe, if I am correct, it was maybe like 8 episodes total. Like it wasn't long. Like it was a really quick binge for me. And I watched it like as it was going on. Like I think I got up to like episode 4 when it was happening. And actually it was only 6 episodes now that I'm reading back to it. 6 episodes. So it's like super quick. Wow. But everything has like substance to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it all has meaning. And they're actually going to make a season 2. Like they already announced the season 2. It's coming out. I think it's supposed to drop like very quickly, if I'm correct. I think it's October. Like it's literally next month. So I would highly recommend watching this before anything that anyone else has said on this podcast. It's 6 episodes, very fast. No, it's very fast. And the awards, they're maybe like, if I remember, 4 hours, they're like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah,
maybe.
45 minutes to an hour. Yeah.
It just depends on, But that's kind of how like HBO is. Like HBO has usually like 45 minutes to an hour, like depending on what episode you're on. But I will say, and I've told Omar this, and Mike will agree, that HBO is fucking killing it in terms of like their shows and their movies. Like that's where I've been watching most of my content.
Their streaming platform is really well done.
Yes. So for me to look at like that list that I sent you guys, like 34 for HBO, like it makes sense because that's what I've been watching most of my stuff on. Like I love Netflix, don't get me wrong, but it's just HBO, like there's like a higher quality and like a higher want to it. So that will be my recommendation. White Lotus. We're gonna end there, and we'll move into.
There's a show also that's been getting a bunch of Emmys on HBO during the third season. The one I mentioned, it's called Succession.
Yeah. So Succession for me, like I tried to watch it. And I'm probably gonna get buried when people hear what I'm gonna say about it, but like it was like too much like conversation. It was too much like conversational, and it was a lot of like white privilege for me that I was like turned off from it.
I heard about something like that as well.
White
for me, like it just didn't sit. Like I was like, like this is weird.
It's a lot of. I'm sorry. What I heard was it's a lot of nepotism in that show.
Yes. And there's a lot of like dialogue that you have to sit there and you're like literally after one episode it's just like boom 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 dialogue hitting you left right left right left right. Like it's just like I feel like I couldn't binge watch it.
It's all talking, no action.
Yes, it's a lot of like conversational piece, and for me, like maybe for some people like that's what they're looking
like
for.
That like a character study and all that, and then that's
exactly. But for me, I wasn't. Like maybe I'll give it a chance later, but I wasn't.
You like the should have bang bang, yeah.
But they did win a lot of awards. I'm not gonna like shut them down. You know, as far as like what they won.
They did. Yeah, they did.
But I personally,
I think they won best drama. I believe, yeah.
They did. They won. Well, they won best drama series exactly, and then best limited or anthology series was White Lotus. Lead actor in drama series was Squid Game, which was awesome. Yeah, I was very excited to see that. And then directing for comedy series was Ted Lasso. Drama series writing was Succession. So Succession did win for writing. Yeah. But for me, like, I don't know. I couldn't get into it. I'm not saying it's not for everyone. Again, for some people, they like very heavily dialogued written things, but I just wasn't into it. So
I hear you.
Yo, does Squid Game still hold like the highest streaming like of all time? Like, didn't they say something like that? That it was like the most watched at the time it was, but not anymore, probably.
Maybe not anymore, but I will admit, like that show, like to last as far as it did, was like amazing to me because like I was watching the Emmys and I'm like, man, like I thought it was, you know, I was like, I want them to win. But I feel like it's been so long since people have been watching it that I was worried that people would like forget about it, and they won, you know, a lot of stuff. So for me, like that was exciting to see because I thought Squid Games, honestly, like when me and Omar and Mike were talking about it like months ago, I was like, man, this show is so fucking good. Like from start to finish, like every episode, I was like invested. I thought it was so well done, and I was like ready for season 2. And then the guy that wrote it, he didn't even know he was gonna do a season 2. He was just like, I just thought this was gonna be one thing, and
done.
That was it.
Yeah.
So, but it was just so good that people just kept bringing it back. So we're gonna go into movies then. So we started with Jay the first time, so we're gonna go back to Jay.
Cool face, Jay.
And Jay can go ahead and give us a recommendation.
Dang,
if you need a second,
you guys got me on that.
Jay, just say more. Well,
I mean, but you're talking about like any, like I could say any movie this year.
We're talking about no,
any movie you're watching
like now,
recently,
right? Like
just
now.
in general.
Yeah.
Something I watched recently.
Yeah.
Like Morbius, like on Netflix.
See, now you guys got me all twisted.
These nuts.
Oh.
Got him. Got him. What is that noise?
All right, go ahead.
What was that?
I don't know. This is weird. It was like a ghost.
You freaking liar. That was you.
Who's laughing?
I got him.
Got him.
That was a message.
Whatever it was. Dude.
Right.
As far as
movies.
All right, Jay. What are you watching lately, Jay? What's going on, Jay?
Well, it's like I said, the last 2 movies that I watched were recommendations of you guys.
Wait, what? We did?
Miami Connection.
I'm sorry.
Besides that, and Miami Connection.
No, like real movies, bro.
No. 3 Ninjas.
No. The last 2 movies that I legitimately watched were last weekend. It was last weekend. I watched Us, and I watched. What's the other one?
Get Out.
Get Out.
Shut up, Jay.
Get Out.
I watched Get Out and Us.
How'd you feel?
Did you feel indoctrinated?
I feel indoctrinated into the world of
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele for sure. But I will tell you, I liked Get Out significantly more than Us. Significantly.
That's a common consensus.
Well, I think that's everyone's consensus. And I honestly think like when you watch Nope, it's going to be the same way. Like I think everyone's like
in between
Get Out,
Nope,
Us, and then Nope. Like that's just kind of
actually. Well, people had it backwards.
So in your opinion, Nope is the worst out of the 3?
That's what most people are saying. That's what I've seen.
No. Like if you look at the reviews, Us is worse than Nope.
Really?
Yeah. So
okay.
Nope was in the middle.
Us for me was just. I mean, it was freaky, dude. It had this freaky moment.
I haven't seen it.
It had this freaky moment. Oh, you haven't seen Us?
No, we've seen it. We've all seen it. Yeah.
I haven't seen it. You've
never seen what?
Oh, I feel.
I haven't seen Us. I saw Get Out. I saw Get Out and Nope. So you guys can't come down on me because I've already seen 2 out of the 3. So we're exactly on the same level.
Jesus, bro. Come on, Harold.
Peace and love. Peace and love with everybody.
So I won't spoil anything for you, but
but you can dance around it, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, I'll dance around it. It was, I mean, it had its freaky moments, but I mean, still a little confusing to me. Like I understood the whole concept of the movie, but I was just like
the metaphor.
Yeah, but for me there was a few holes that I really didn't understand.
There's parts of his movies that I will admit that give me like M. Night Shyamalan vibes, and it's like
I agree that
not in a good way.
Where it wasn't
not in a good,
like it was a great idea, but it wasn't fully.
It was intended to be well, but it did not play out well. Exactly, 100%. Like. I think he's a great producer because there's a lot of like shows that he's like been a part of. Like I liked there was actually a show on HBO that he worked on and produced that I cannot for the life of me like remember right now.
He did the Twilight Zone?
No, it wasn't Twilight Zone. Well, he did, but it was actually it was Lovecraft Country. That was the show.
Lovecraft Country.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So this show on HBO was like highly like anticipated. I was really excited about it and I enjoyed it, and they never did a second season for it. Like they canceled it after 1 season and people were pissed about it, but it was a good show. Like it was very much like if you want to understand like the psyche of Jordan Peele, I feel like that's a good show to watch because it's like you see the sci-fi, you see the horror, you see like the groundedness. Like there's like this confusion of like a guy that's just trying to put everything all on screen at one time.
Right.
And I think that that's kind of what it is. You know, like he has great ideas, but it sometimes doesn't translate.
But let me ask you something. Do you guys legitimately consider his movies horror movies? Like horror, actual horror?
No,
films?
like an actual horror.
They're
film,
classified horror movies. That's how they're classified.
I would say more like a thriller. Like it's more of a psychological thriller.
Yes, because my wife can watch them. They're not horror. Like when he does a true horror film.
Horror, dude. I feel like horror is more like a lot of times when you ask somebody about a horror film, it's like blood and guts. There's like higher stakes to it. Like this is more like just more like the psyche of a person and their mental, things like.
Yep.
So for me, like I would love, like I feel like he touches on horror, and when he does, like I love it because like when you haven't seen Nope yet, but there's a scene in it, like when you watch it, like where there's like I won't say it because I think we talked about it actually in the
we did in the review.
Actually, I'll say it because we talked about it either way.
Yeah, he would know what we're talking about.
There's like a house that's like where they're in, and it's like blood like flowing down it, and it's just like visually, it's horror. Like it's horror in all of its sense, but the movie is not horror. It's all like more of a sci-fi type of element. So for me, I wouldn't classify Jordan Peele as like just like horror. I think I feel like he's like an artist.
He's a mashup.
Like he's a mashup of exactly different things. It's kind of like when you look at an artist, like someone that makes music, right? Like you can't just, some artists are not just pop artists. Like they do different genres, right? Mm-hmm. Like I feel like that's kind of how he is. Like he's not just in one lane, but sometimes it doesn't translate the way you want it to, and that sucks because I think he's really talented. I really do.
Yes. I think he's very talented, and like we said it, I just think that after Get Out being such a massive hit, he obviously has a lot of pressure on his back, to create that next, Get Out. I'm sure. Listen, just put yourself in those shoes, man.
I've actually heard him interviewed in a podcast where he said exactly that. He was like, they were on my ass to do that movie, the Get Out. He's like, they were on my ass, like just everything. They were checking everything because that was first time. And then when he did the next one, they kind of loosened up a little bit. But yeah, there's that pressure to continue to do good.
Back, and then that's the thing.
And I'm sure that even when they loosen up, they're probably still like create this next Get Out. Like that's what they want from him.
Everybody,
of course, yeah.
And as an artist, you can't like put somebody in a lane and say make the next version of this. Like sometimes they just want to be expressive, like that's just what it is. So
you got to create the next original thing.
Exactly.
Get Out. Yeah.
So what would be yours, Jay? You said Get Out would be your recommendation?
Sure. I mean, that was probably the one of the last movies I watched.
I mean, like I said, even if it's months or years later, some people still haven't seen it yet. So it's legit. Like
I really, really enjoyed Get Out. Like it was so unique.
It's awesome.
The way it was filmed was really good. I mean, the acting was awesome. I liked a lot of the way he used the camera angles, like a lot of those close-up shots that gave that emphasis on kind of like he was trying to make it look more scary than maybe it really was in a way.
He does that a lot.
Like the close-up shots with the clean, what's her name, the cleaning lady that was actually
the old lady.
Yeah, and like she's all like
with that scary face.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god! It's like, yeah. That's it right there. You got it. So yeah, he used a lot of cool angles and stuff, and the story itself, like the actual story.
It was original, man. It was crazy,
dude. Super original.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I don't know if you've dived deep into it, Jay, but I would say like there's a lot of Easter eggs in that movie. Like I would dive into it, like because that's one thing he's known for is like it's a lot of like social commentary and certain things that like you like. If you like really like the film, like dive into the Easter eggs because there's like some crazy things that maybe you didn't catch the first time.
All right.
Like I remember there was one of them from Get Out was when she's eating the cereal that she doesn't like put the milk with the cereal because she doesn't like to mix things or something like that. And it was kind of like a social commentary on that sort of element. So
yeah,
but that's a great film. Get Out was awesome. So Omar, what would be your recommendation? What film have you seen lately that you would recommend that people maybe haven't seen?
All right. Well, I want to talk about two movies. One that I just saw, and then one that I really want to see very soon. Just, maybe you guys haven't seen it or want to watch it too. I don't know. I just saw Fall. Did you guys see that?
Fall.
No.
Is that,
I wanted to see.
I think I've seen that.
That's one of mine.
That's the one with
that just came out.
Yeah, it just came out, right? Like two girls.
Yeah, 2 girls, 1 cup. Yeah.
Ew. Fall.
Dude.
Sorry, one cup up in the air, dude. There was 1 cup. They were hanging up in the air.
Okay. Yeah.
And they had to survive. I was just saying, all right, whatever. Dude, get your man out of the cutter, man. All right, whatever. Anyway,
I've seen the movie.
You saw it too? All right, yeah. Dude. That I liked it. Like I saw it. Do you see Alex?
I haven't seen it actually. No.
We talked about it. I think I told Mike about it. Mike is like, so I think Mike's girlfriend, whatever, saw it too, and she liked it, and he wanted to watch it. You gotta like Jay. You gotta like all the WWE references. I know you love that.
I mean, that was cool.
Why are you acting so depressed?
I mean, you continue.
Oh, okay. I thought. Well, I don't want to spoil the movie because I think the magic of that movie is the story. It's what happens in the story.
Okay.
And I don't want to say much of it, but yeah, the whole movie when we saw it, it was obviously a very intense movie. Harold, I don't know if you know, the whole movie takes place literally like in the sky. The 2 girls just hanging.
You talked about it before. Yeah,
we did, and they're just trying to figure it out how to get out of there. It's one of those movies like where you're stuck in one spot. We talked about it, and you're just watching to see how they're gonna get out. And like I said, I don't want to really spoil it because that's kind of like what the magic of the movie is. But yeah, man, I wasn't bored at all with the movie. I wasn't bored. We had a good time, and when it was over, the credits roll. We were still talking about it as a family, so those are the kind of movies that you go, wow, okay, that's pretty cool. And I just saw the reviews. It has great reviews from critics and audience, so they both agreed. So yeah, it was one of those gems that came out of nowhere, and I liked it. So that yeah.
Nice. Where did you watch it in theaters or did you?
I saw it in the best theater ever, the Plex, Plex service. And the other movie that I really want to watch that I actually saw today, the review from one guy that I really, really trust. And I think we talked about it as well. This guy, the way he did his review, I almost had the urge just to go to the theater today to watch it. But I really don't want to, man, because now movies nowadays, they're coming out so fast on streaming, dude. They're literally coming out like 3 weeks later. You notice that?
Yeah.
If it's not like a big movie, they're coming out really quick. That new horror movie, Barbarian.
Yes.
They're calling this like the best movie, like by far of horror
really?
This year. Like
that's the one joke. With the guy
from Pennywise
from Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers.
Bill Skarsgård.
That Pennywise and the girl from 13 Reasons Why. So the movie.
Oh wait, Justin Long is in it too. Wow.
Justin Long is in there, bro.
Yeah.
He's back. He's
that
back
movie.
And
Mike talked about it for a little bit. I'm sure he'll love to hear this in the podcast. He was excited about this movie. The movie, you go online, dude, on the Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like I said,
it's got 93% for critics, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's super high. The movie, like, apparently, like from what I heard, the guy didn't want to spoil anything because that's part of, like, he says, I don't want to say anything that's not in the trailer because then that obviously spoils the movie. He just says that the movie is actually funnier than he thought it was going to be. So there's a lot of comedy in the movie as well, but they do that in a way because they want to make you think that you're not watching a horror film. So they, when you're watching a comedy, like, oh, this is funny, and you forget you're watching a horror film, and I don't know when it goes left, you go, oh my god, this is what I'm watching. I completely forgot. But the way the reviewer described it, man, I was so pumped. I'm like, I really need to watch this movie, like ahora,
I might have to check it out this weekend then, because I didn't even know about this.
I didn't know it either.
Telling me that, no,
bro. I mean, I've been telling you guys. We should do like a
no,
go
I
watch
know,
it in the theater together.
But again, this movie's come out so fast on home. I'm just like, I mean,
Harold, I have A-list, bro. You tell me and Michael, we can go together, bro.
I'm just telling you guys,
all the time,
let's do this.
We saw Bullet Train. I need to watch something better than Bullet Train.
Let's do the Paranormal Activities.
Yeah. Wow, Paranormal Activities. I remember those.
I don't know.
But yeah, man, I'm excited for this one. Like I said, the guys, listen, the reviews for a horror film being that high, that's not easy.
No, that is not.
Usually people, they usually look down on horror movies, so it's not hard. It's not easy to get those type of scores.
It's cliche, and apparently the story is
it's hard to
super smart. The way they wrote the story, like the what happens in the movie, whatever happens in the house, it's not what you expect. So, like I said, I'm very intrigued.
Let's watch it.
I saw the trailer.
Who wants to watch it Friday?
I can. I'm off. I'm busy this weekend.
Dang.
I'm always busy, bro.
What about Saturday?
I'm always busy this weekend, bro. I'm busy.
I'm talking about Friday,
what about Sunday
early. But y'all work.
No? I work. Yeah, I work.
Nah, son.
Anyway, I do.
That's that's a whole nother. Yeah. But I do want to see that movie. I want to check it out. So that's a good recommendation because I haven't seen anything. Yeah. I'm gonna watch the trailer after this. Actually,
definitely gonna check that one out.
I saw a little bit of it.
All right, so Harold. I think Harold's next, right?
I haven't seen a movie. I can recommend this one movie that I saw.
Last Samurai. No. Samurai.
Last Samurai.
Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
Yes, thanks.
Bro, I started watching it and I turned it off. I couldn't do it, man. It was
Guys, tell me that's not on there. No. Tell me it's not on there.
I couldn't finish it. I made
Expired
it through
milk.
Not even half of it.
Expired leche, bro.
Yo, Harold, can you do a little acting like Chris Klein? Can you do it on the camera?
No, man, I can't do it. It's too bad. That's too bad.
The Shadowland, gotta do it like this.
We need to get him coked out so then he can do it.
Yeah. I have to get coked out something. Oh yeah, like that. The Shadowland got your girlfriend. What? Oh wait, wrong movie. Never mind.
God, that movie's so bad though. I couldn't finish it, bro. I gotta go back. I need to get drunk enough to watch it.
I haven't watched
you watch any actual authentic film?
I mean, the ones that we've already watched, or the ones that we've already talked about, are the ones that I've watched with you guys. So it's not like something I can continue to. I am watching this one. It's a 2008 movie. It's called. Well, okay. So I watched two movies. I watched Moonfall, which is horrible.
Oh my god!
It's a piece of crap.
I know
everyone's making that like a huge deal. It's a meme. On HBO,
no, it's
right?
a meme. It's a meme, dude.
Bro, it's a crappy movie. It's just a really crappy movie.
The Roland Emmerich movie.
So I watched that movie, and then the next recommendation that I got from HBO was to watch The Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu Reeves. I don't know if you guys have ever watched that movie.
God, dude. No,
so that was the next. That was the next movie. I mean, it's Keanu Reeves. Is it that bad? I don't know.
Harold, I'm so sorry.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll take over for Harold then, and I'll give him some because I've seen a couple movies recently. So
Street Fighter, Legend of Chun-Li.
Yeah, I didn't even finish it. I fucking skipped it because it was so bad. But I've actually been out of town traveling, going crazy and stuff, so I haven't had a lot of time to sit down. But I did get a chance to catch Spider-Man No Way Home, the extended cut.
Oh, the super fun cut?
The super fun
the
cut.
Fun Super Edition? The Hyper Street Fighter Edition?
And
the fun Happy Days.
I'm gonna honestly say
edition?
that like this movie is still holds so much up to me, like, and it's been a couple of months since it came out, but this is like literally the best Spider-Man movie, if not the best Marvel movie. Like, it's so fucking good. Like, I'm telling you, like, just the amount of like I will say that this movie for me, like honestly, bro, this is the closest that I'm gonna get to like a cartoon version of Spider-Man, like on the live screen. Like this is multiverse. This is multiverse.
The multiverse,
shit, Jay. Okay, this is not Morbius bullshit. This is the real multiverse. Okay. Like, it was just so good, and the jokes that were additional to it were great. There's additional cuts and things that were not in the original film that I thought were.
Was Morbius in it?
No, he wasn't in it. He was nowhere near this movie, which is why I'm talking about it, because I still have not and I will not watch Morbius. Bro, I swear you guys have to get me like drugged up to watch Morbius. Like that's how bad I don't want to watch this fucking movie.
Anywhere Morbius is where Jay's gonna be at.
It's so bad. But I'll give that as my honorable mention because I've already seen No Way Home. I already gave it a fucking 10-star review. This is like a 10.5, 11-star review. Like, it's great. We all know it's a great movie. Like, that's it. And if Jay has anything bad to say about it, I don't want to hear shit about it because Morbius is a fucking negative 0.5, negative 1 star.
Yeah. You never even seen Morbius. You can't even give it a rating.
Shut up. I see your face of judgment, and this movie... There's nothing bad to say about No Way Home. I want to hear you say one bad thing about this movie. Say it right now. I want to hear it.
Right now?
I dare you to.
Sit my face, Jay.
You. I dare you.
Sit on your face.
We never talked about No Way Home with Jay being here, so I want to hear you say some shit about it.
No, I think Jay loves this movie, dude.
Dude, it's not as good as Morbius, I'll tell you that.
Oh my god!
You're full of shit, bro. You're full of shit. I'm not even gonna say that. We're just gonna skip over to. I'll skip over to another recommendation of movies that probably most people didn't see.
Eternals is better than that movie.
You're so stupid, bro.
Anyways, you're full of shit. You know what? This sound effect is just for you, bro. This is for Jay.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
That was you, bro. You fucked up, bro. All right. So my suggestion for people that haven't seen it, because I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen it, even though this movie's been talked about from Omar and my brother. I think Carol may have mentioned it too, but Black Phone, I just saw it recently on Peacock. It's on the Peacocks, if anyone has Peacock.
Gotta watch it.
I wanted to watch it in theaters, but the problem was there were like such limited viewings of it that it was very hard to like watch it.
False.
But I actually ended up like checking it out at home, and then it's funny because actually I was gonna watch with my wife, and then I was like, I don't know if it's gonna be like crazy horror, so let me just watch it ahead of her. So I watched like 10 minutes, and then I got fucking sucked into this movie, and I watched the entire movie in like one sitting. Like it's that.
Sorry, good. Stephanie.
Yeah, so she was a little bit pissed off. She's still a little bit peeved about it, and that's fine. I'll take one for the team. But I will say that this movie is like probably one of my favorite horror movies I've seen in a long time, or slash thrillers.
Nice.
I thought it was so original. I thought it was so different and so simple. Like for me, like I didn't think it was like over the top. Like I felt like it was just what I needed in a horror movie. You know, like for certain things, like I think there's something else that I was watching recently that was like the same thing. Like, it doesn't come to mind right now, but I just think like certain movies don't need to be over the top. It just needs to be like a great story. And I feel like this was it for Black Phone. Like the cast was great, you know, in the movie itself. Like Ethan Hawke, I thought was fucking phenomenal. I hope they bring him back in something else. If it's not this, but like another horror type element, but I think he was just so great in it. And overall, like I just thought it was like a fucking really fun movie. So I would definitely check it out if you have the Peacocks. If not, find your neighbor and ask for their Peacock login. The Peacock.
Excuse me, neighbor. Do you have a Peacock?
Do you have a Peacock to your life?
Neighbor, can I borrow your Peacock?
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly how you have to go to the door. Like,
what's the password to your Peacock?
Neighbor, what's your Peacock? There you go. But yes.
Why do you want my Peacock, sir? I want to watch Black Phone on the Peacock.
I want to see your Black Phone on the Peacock. There you go. But yes, I would say Black Phone is my recommendation. outside of obviously Spider-Man, because we've all seen it, we all love it.
And Morbius.
It's better than Morbius. It's the superior multiverse film you'll ever see of your fucking life. And that's all we're gonna say. And Jay, you owe me a 6-pack. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, that's what we're gonna do. I think what we should do is, if they ever put Morbius back in theaters,
they won't.
If they ever do, Omar, here's my words right here. We will rent out a theater, all of us.
Are you crazy?
All 5 of us. I'll pay most of it. I don't even care.
You can pay all of it because I'm not.
We'll rent out a theater.
You can pay all that.
Jay will bring the 6-pack. I will bring an 18-pack.
I'll bring an
18-pack and some drugs.
Exactly. We'll bring some cocaine, and cocaine's a hell of a drug, whatever we got to do. And we'll watch Morbius, and that'll be the one and only showing. We'll bring all of our podcast equipment.
I'll bring all the coke you can snore.
Whatever.
We'll riff tracks it. That's what we're going to do.
Man. And you better bring me a 20.
But in any event, these are our recommendations for movies and TV shows that we recommend you guys check out. Obviously, the Emmy list. Fuck. The drinks are kicking in. It's all coming full circle.
Keep that.
All right.
Keep that.
We're going to keep that. The Emmy list, either way, of recommendations of shows we're going to tell you. Obviously, go check it out. We recommend checking them out. Succession, Ted Lasso, Squid Games, Euphoria. I think Euphoria is a great fucking show, honestly.
Oh, you know what? I should check that out.
Yes. I have told everybody to watch that show. I think it's great. And honestly, Omar, don't let your daughters watch it, though, because they may get some ideas. But
no.
But it is a great show.
No.
That's definitely not Michelle Jones. That's definitely not Michelle Jones.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you go over that Emmy list again, please?
Emmy list. That sounds like fucking Mike Tyson.
My favorite
Let me get that Emmy list.
My favorite thing is he goes, the Emmy list.
Like, fuck.
Like, with all.
That's like Tourette's guy, bro.
With so much
God damn it.
Emmy list.
And
I would like to talk about the Emmy list. Fuck!
Like,
oh my god.
Oh god, I love it.